So we have officially 8 Democrats voted to with the Republicans to reopen the government. Now, there's positives and, of course, negatives to this. Um, the the biggest positive I can think of is that obviously the government being reopened will mean that people will get paid again. Air traffic will return to supposed normal. Um, what's up, man? And um, with that as well, the Adelina Grijalda, if I said her name correctly, will be sworn in, and that will complete the set of votes that we need for the files. Um, Now, I can't remember if that's supposed to be releasing of the files or if that's just going to mean that it's going to go to a vote again, and this time Republicans will have to make the decision about, ooh, do we release the files or not? And obviously, we know where they stand about releasing the files. They've been hiding them and protecting the files for a long time, and we know why, because Donald Trump is in those files. The negative, though, and I think this is the biggest one here that really outweighs any good from the 8 Democrats that sided with Republicans, is the fact that the 8 Democrats that voted with the Republicans did not get any type of promise to extend the Affordable Care Act. All they did is they said that we're just going to vote on it. We promised to have a vote on it in December, and that was good enough. You don't need to have the Republicans make a vote right now. You know where they stand on the Affordable Care Act. If they really wanted to extend it, they would. They would be with you on there. And since the 8 Democrats that voted with Republicans, what they did was basically make a lot of other Democrats look bad, because I've been on TikTok quite a bit today and I've seen a lot of people just completely shitting on the Senate Democrats. And I understand it, but I want people to remember that it was only 8 Senate Democrats. It was not a majority of them. There were many others that stood strong, and they said, we are not voting for this. And unfortunately, it just took a few, and the 8 Senate Democrats that did vote with Republicans are ones who are not looking for a re-election at all. So there's no primarying them at all. They're just, this is their last round, and because they knew it. And I think that many of Republicans knew it as well too. I think they knew that, these are the guys that we need to go after to talk with them and get them to bend to our will. They're like, oh, we'll do it. We'll get a vote, not a guarantee. But one of the biggest problems is the fact that it made us look weak. It made us look weak. After Election Day, we were riding a wave of momentum where we had a blue wave. And for the first time in the entire year, it seemed like a little bit of hope for the Democrat Party. And I'm trying to do what I can to keep that hope alive. Thank you for the first like as well, too. I'm trying my best to keep that hope alive and to remind people that, hey, it was only 8 Democrats. Do not lump the entire Democrat Party with these people who just betrayed themselves. They betrayed the party. And there are so many within our own party that are completely upset with them about it. And what happened, though, is that we have lost a little bit of that momentum due to the fact that these Democrats capitulated. They gave in. We needed that wave of momentum to keep going forward with the Democrat Party. And because of this decision by the Senate Democrats, the 8 Senate Democrats, when was it official? Basically, it passed the Senate last night, bud, and I believe it's supposed to go to the House after that, but it's going to be reopened. It is going the government's going to be reopened. I guess that it's only having to go through the Senate, and not the House, if I'm understanding it correctly. Evelyn, hey, how's it going? Um, but what is going to be what went wrong is the fact that those 8 Senate Democrats ruined our momentum that we were carrying. Now, obviously, we don't have a crystal ball. We don't know if that Republicans would have ever given in to actually reopen the government with the Democrats. We don't know if they would have ever actually given in. I doubt it. I doubt it. And, you know, there's obviously the positives to it, but really, Donald Trump himself said so, that the reason why, you know, we got the blue wave on election day was because of the fact that, you know, oh, it was because of a government shutdown. Yeah, well, who's in charge of the government? That is the Republicans. That they are in charge of all 3 branches of government. And if they can't work with bipartisanship, that's their fault. And it just sucks because of the fact that I feel like what is going to happen right now as we continue to move forward right now is that people are going to be really just laughing at Democrats, because this, let's face it, is a Republican win. Republicans wanted this. They got the win. They never should have gotten this win. And I understand that, you know, oh, thankfully the government shutdown's over, but again, it was because us, you know, or those 8 Senate Democrats gave in, and it was not fully accepted by the party. But unfortunately, you just need a handful of people to just make that decision, and poof, you overweigh your own party. It is something that I don't even understand. I feel like that there should be more of a majority from your party to really be able to actually sway it, but it doesn't work that way. And my fear is that just moving forward, that people are going to look at Democrats as weak, that we can't actually govern. We're not built for the long haul here. My fear is that people are going to lump this whole thing on the Democrats and say, this is your fault, and that when medical bills, you know, raise up because the Affordable Care Act will be retired, that they're going to blame the Democrats. And it's like, they're the ones who tried to actually be there for you, and just because that these 8 Senate Democrats gave in, I have a fear that people are just going to blame the Democrats like they do a lot of times, and they're going to look towards the Republicans, because, you know, you're going to maybe try looking for a third party, but the third party option doesn't help. When you went looking for a third party, that's how we got Donald Trump as well, too. You look for an independent. What independent wins? And I know it sounds so one-sided to pick one party over the other, but there's positives and negatives to this. And my goal is to just try to work to get a more positive for the momentum, to bring that in for the Democrat side as much as I can, because we have to look towards the midterms. We have to get as many Democrat votes as we possibly can to impeach Donald Trump, to get him out. It's that simple. It really is that simple. Donald Trump, yes, is on the ballot for the midterms. Trump was like, you know, oh, because of the blue wave, I wasn't on the ballot. That's why, you know, Democrats got that win. Well, guess what? You're on the ballot for the midterms, because a lot of us are looking forward to the midterms just so we can get your ass out of there. Because Donald Trump needs to be impeached. He needs to get gone. And people have told me before that, look, J.D. Vance is not going to be any better. And I'm not saying that J.D. Vance will be. What I am saying is that there needs to be accountability for Donald Trump's actions. and he's not facing any accountability right now. He's not facing any accountability for his actions right now. Therefore, it will fall on the shoulders of the Democrats to be the adults in the room, because Republicans are too scared to actually hold any type of accountability over on Donald Trump for his illegal, unconstitutional actions, and therefore it's up to us. And that's why I'm going to keep on, preaching as much as I can. Add a Q&A sticker. Time is it for you? That's weird. No, I'm not doing any stickers here. How do I get that off my screen? There we go. This is the first live stream, so I think YouTube's trying to tell me things. I'm like, I know how to do live streams on here. Anyways, but I'm gonna keep doing what I can to make sure to continue growing and giving momentum over to the Democrats as much as I can, to really keep the energy alive for the midterms as much as I possibly can, because that's the only way that I feel like that we can really work to make a difference, is to win those midterms and to get Donald Trump out. Right now this is not a good look for the the Senate Democrats, the 8 Senate Democrats. Again, I think it's important that we keep saying 8, because I want people to remember that a majority of the Senate Democrats did not stand with the 8 who voted against their own party and voted with Republicans. There was something else that I was gonna, but oh yeah, if there's any type of positivity here, is that yes, the 8 Senate Democrats, getting tongue-tied just saying that over and over again, are dealing with doing damage control, and they're like, well, look, Republicans will have to vote on it in December. Yeah, great, but here's the thing, again, everybody already knows where the Republicans stand with the Affordable Care Act. They're not for it. And I guess if you're just looking to put a stamp on things to make it go to a vote, and then they go, yeah, no, we're not going for that, we're just going to raise people's medical prices. I mean, that's just common knowledge. That's just common sense right there. But if that's, really what people need to see, I don't know, maybe some people actually really need to actually see the Republicans go to a vote and literally see them say out loud, yeah, no, we're not going to release the files, we're not going to actually extend the Affordable Care Act, we're actually going to go ahead and raise your medical bills, we're going to really make sure that the American people suffer, and we're going to make sure that you have to choose between whether you actually get to go to a doctor or you get to go to the morgue. Take your pick right there. Maybe that's what people need to see. Maybe they need to see actually, that type of vote where Republicans go, yeah, nah, we're not doing that. So, I don't know. Maybe that's what people need to see. If there's any positive spin, I suppose that's how to put it on there as well. But again, try your best to not blame the entire Democrat Party. Remember that a majority of them did not want to work with Republicans on this to reopen the government until they got the promise that they were not going to retire the Affordable Care Act. I don't even know what they'd be looking for, whether they'd be looking for Republicans to sign a contract or something to show that, hey, we're not going to touch it, because what type of promise could the Republicans actually give that you would actually fucking even buy into? Can't really trust them, but I don't know. I don't know what would make them happy to get it, but this wasn't the option. This wasn't the right thing to do. Just to say that, oh, we promised to vote on it. A vote is the best that these 8 Senate Democrats could get. That's not good enough. Not good enough for the Democrat Party, but apparently it was good for those 8 Senate Democrats that betrayed the party and decided to say, hey, we're cool with it. We're cool with it. The only leverage that us Democrats really had when the Republicans controlled the House, the Senate, and the presidency, and those 8 Senate Democrats just said, no, we don't really need any leverage. You can just allow the government to reopen and just let's get back to work. Yeah, that'd be great, get back to work, but at the cost of our medical bills going up. It was always going to happen anyways, but just a shame. Just a shame, but I don't know. We see where we move forward from here, but I just hope that people are not going to lump this into with the entire Democrat Party. That type of division is not going to be good when we need to be united and we need to keep moving forward to try to rebuild our country and get our country back. Our country is hurt right now because of the whole MAGA movement, and we need to be the ones to heal it, and we need to do that by staying united, not going against. So that's my entire thoughts about the whole situation with the government shutdown. I've been looking forward to doing it live here, and but I'll keep it simple right there. Not going to go on a full-on like 30-minute spiel. So anyways, thank you for joining in for the first live. If you feel the video deserves it, hit that like button down below. You can subscribe, ring the bell so you get notified when we go live, and I upload any of the videos that I do. Thank you so much, and see you on the next time.